Hello and welcome to Cassie's Cosmo. Right, fifth and final try. If this doesn't come out, I'll have to keep the minutes really short. Again, I don't know whether it is my PC, but it seems to at the moment not let me run over 10 minutes. It's cutting off. I've no idea because I'm not a technical person. So it obviously works, but there seems to be an issue with it, hence why I've done the Spreaker. And do see that a few of you are unsubscribed because obviously you've not been happy because there's no pictures for you to see. I do apologise, but there's lots of other people that deal with cards and astrology that you can look at also on the internet. And this is done for free to try and help other people. The Spreaker is just far easier. I can say it and do it and off it goes. This is because people like to see the visual and the cards. So this is my one last attempt at it. We're not even hit a Mercury retrograde yet, have we? I'll quickly go through a little bit before I look at the cards. Aries, this next week is about your sex and divorce. Again, looking at the Scorpio aspect of things. It's about your reproductive needs, your financial matters. This is about you opening up to key people, looking at where you can perhaps take the leadership or take a lead in your own life this week. So it's about Aries finally stepping up and making some decisions in your life and where you're actually going to. For Taurians, it's a lot of things involving money, possessions, the Taurian things, talking, involving someone else, looking at the health, the pets, the paperwork, wrapping things up this week, trying to make a few adjustments within your life and maybe making some agreements or decisions about where you want to go to on the next level over the coming weeks. Gemini, everything's building up around the Scorpio full moon. For Geminis, very much your focus is going to be on work and maybe your status within your job, your environment, the paperwork, the health. Slowly building things up and making some breakthroughs this week for Geminis. Cancerians, emotionally, again, the full moons, especially when it's water, is always very emotional and there's always a test in some way, as well as the triangles, the third parties, the death and everything else that you have to contend with. I feel very much this is about renovations, property, things kind of building up within your life, looking at the creative projects, having a little bit more fun. So it's very much that creative side around the lover, the children, the kids, and making adjustments on that aspects for Cancerians. For Leos, again, we have things building up for you. And you're looking at your aspirations around groups, around people, emotionally building things up on a high. And this is all about for you, you know, you're going to be tested as people are within these situations. It is a week where you will feel tested. This is your last big peak around your Saturn tests and where you're actually going to be taking yourself to and opening up the talks, the meetings, the sales. You know, where can I find freedom? Where are my aspirations taking me? Maybe looking at re-education yourself, traveling somewhere, legal things. So again, a very fast pace for you. Virgo, again, your climax or what you're going to be looking at this week is about offers, negotiations, decisions. The big financial theme with Scorpio, very much hearing or talking to people in authority this week. Quite an emotional time as you get closer to that peak of that full moon, and where you want to wrap things up and take your life this week. Again, there will be a lot of offers and agreements around where people are going to, looking at your loans, your money, your tax, your insurance, settlements, personal intensity around any triangles or maybe reproductive needs in some way. Libras, again, you've got Mars in your sign going retrograde, so you've got a peak this week involving, again, possessions, purchases, money with the Scorpio theme. It's the financial flow of money for you or divorce proceedings. This is the area of Saturn that, again, you're going to be tested on, and it's about taking action in the coming weeks. You know, anything legal, travel, again, your education. It's about things peaking up, making adjustments this week, really about your money and your possessions, about are you being valued or whatever you're purchasing is the value within that particular purchase. So it's about re-looking at, are you getting value for money? Scorpios, this is all about you, your identity, your body, your image, your name, your brand, because Saturn is pushing you to have a real big growth period from 2012. So it's testing you in where you want to be. Where do you want to put limits? Where do you want to end? Where do you want to commit to? And again, you are Scorpio, so we're in your sign. So it's very much things peaking and a big final chapter of your life this week for Scorpios. For Sagittarians, this is very much you kind of been tested over the healing aspect, the hospitals, the addictions, things going on behind the scenes in your life. So if you've been unwell or there's any addictions, it's about you kind of retreating and re-looking at that, any spiritual aspects, and needing to look at where you want to end things, looking at your finances, slowly building things up. You know, Saturn is going to be going into your sign next at the end of the year, so this is a big climax or a big things achieving or ending in some way as we reach that full moon. Quite an emotional week for you, but I certainly feel here you're getting closer to completing a certain cycle or a certain theme of your life this week, Sagittarians. Capricorn, again, your ruler, you're connected towards Saturn in a big week, so you know, again, you've been tested and things are building up in a big way, and this is maybe celebrations around finances, your reproductive needs. It's also playing out around your groups, your friendships, anything on the internet, where you want your personal freedom, where are you going to put your aspirations, what are you taking or jumping into next, what are you trying to reach within your life, who you're hiring, hearing news, a lot of news orientated for you this week. And so again, about making personal adjustments to where you want to take your life this week. Aquarius, again, you've had the Saturn mastering you. This is about your career, your goals, people in authority. So for Aquarians, you're looking at whole new levels of career, and you're asking yourself, what can you commit to? What do you need to end? Where do you need to go on your finances this week? So a lot of Aquarians will be rethinking and getting ready to change jobs or go up into something different. It's a big thinking time, but it's about career, your goals, talking to people that can offer you more or offer you a different level of work and understand you this week, Aquarians. For Pisces, again, you're having to master the leadership, again, when it comes towards financial matters, your reproductive needs, triangles, divorce, power struggles, manipulation. It's very much bringing things to an ending or an achievement, and this is about, again, Saturn towards Scorpio, so again, it's about learning lessons, it's information, it's decisions. You might be looking at your home and family and your real estate. It'll be a very emotional build-up because you are a water sign, so it's about making things peak and looking at your educational needs, your marketing, your wedding things, your financial things, and making decisions where you want to go. So any water signs will find things very challenging or emotional this week. Very quickly, and I hope that this doesn't get cut off, and I'm praying that it doesn't, the Strength card, the Six of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Temperance. And these cards are all showing you that it's about moving forwards this week. The Strength card is about having the strength to keep going on your journey. The Six of Swords is about having the momentum and finding the motivation to move your life on to the next level this week. Eight of Pentacles, new work. Temperance, ruled by Sagittarius, expansion of the mind, expansion of your work area, getting ready to go on to that next level. When Mars goes direct, you'll all feel the train leaving the station. Now, it won't get speed till July, but you will literally be feeling like July will be your next destination, your next train stop when Mars does go forward. This is a very, very active week. There's a lot of Gemini, there's a lot of Mercury, so there's a lot of talks, there's a lot of, I'm talking quickly in case this cuts off, but there'll be a lot of talks via other people, other situations. You really find that your mind will be opening up and people will want to be opening the doors. Libra in Mars this weekend, connecting with partnerships in some way. Libra wants balance. Libra wants things equal, so it's talking on relationships, it's talking about your life. But literally, if something ends this week, it will end finally, because Scorpio is 23-24 degrees of that situation. Looking here on the news about lots of deaths and passings of famous people or people in your own life, all to do with the sexual abuse. There'll be more conclusions and endings and people being prosecuted over that, is my theory this week on the news and on the TV. So it'll be a very dramatic week. We've got Uranus and Venus, so unexpected surprises with money, unexpected surprises bumping into people for new relationships, people that you thought you'd never date. It will be a week like no other, so pace yourself. Any energies where you feel down, remember, you're down for a reason to pick yourself back up. I'll call it a day there in case it cuts off. Have a wonderful week from Cassie's Cosmo. Be safe, be happy. Just know that we are in a fantastic period of change, and when we have the Gemini full moon at the end of the month, we have Taurus going into Venus. So love, love all the way will be the theme at the end of the month going through into June. And take care until next week. Bye bye.